Hello, dear viewers. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm doing an on-the-fly card reading. There's a lake in the background. You probably don't see it because it's so bright, but there he is. It's lovely here. Well, I wanted to ask some questions about the future. A while ago, I did a video on just miscellaneous predictions for the future, things that I saw and that I thought, oh, I should share with all of you guys what I see. And I feel like it's time to do that again. But I don't know that I have a lot of questions. I'm just going to start pulling cards and see what's coming. How about that? Okay. Might be a mishmash, but a lot of times we let spirit take over and that becomes the most fascinating. So what should we know about the future? Oh, Three of Swords. Okay, you know what I take that to mean? I take that to mean, well, don't go thinking you're going to solve all your problems. Because every generation does this. They think, oh, well, we will become so advanced that we will not do this to people. We will not do that to people. This is saying, well, you're still human beings. So it's sort of like the more things change, the more things stay the same. I do believe we're becoming more compassionate in general. I do, and more empathetic. But I think that's a function of the enhanced information that people are getting. When you can get a lot of information and hear a lot of people's stories, you become more empathetic for more situations. People tend to have empathy for people going through things that they've gone through, things they can identify with. It's harder when you're looking at somebody who's going through something you have no experience with. And it's different. You know why? Because the young people and older people now are being raised with forums where they can hear so many people tell their stories. It's a very good thing for humanity. So there will be more understanding and empathy. I do believe that. However, the Three of Swords is saying, yeah, but, some of the same problems you've been having, you're going to have. Okay. Income inequality. How do we fix that? It's not going to get fixed overnight. Power inequalities. And I'm talking like it can be fixed entirely. And no. No. Okay. Well, and there on the bottom, we have corporate greed. So we have to beat back some of the power that some of the extremely wealthy people and corporations have amassed. We do have to do that still. Okay. Well, what about technology, though? What about technology? What about Neuralink? I mean, will we have things implanted in our brains? If a person has an obsessive compulsive pattern, will they have a chip planted in there to stop that obsessive loop? I mean, will there be chips to electrically stimulate certain areas of the brain to prevent dementia? What's there going to be? King of Coins. Well, we do know Elon Musk is working on it, right? He's very wealthy. Four of Wands. I feel like this is the White House, and I feel like there may be legislation against that kind of thing. I mean, think what it would have to pass the FDA. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Right. Oh my gosh. Okay, well that's good. There's a much yet to learn there. Okay, so not quickly. Not in the next 10 years. If there's some experimentation done about that, it may be in other countries, actually. And there's still a lot of learning to be done. Okay, good enough. When I did this kind of video last time, I saw, oddly, I saw people being able to change their rooms in their homes, the interior of their homes, with changing the choices. Like your couch would be a different color, your walls would be different, it would look very different. And I remember thinking at the time, what does that mean? Is everything going to be green and it's like a green screen? But no, that's not what I'm seeing. What I'm seeing is it's very seamless, and you can sit on that couch and still the pattern on the couch holds true. And so what is this? You know what I mean? Because I do see that even stronger now. I mean, that will be coming in the future. And I almost wonder if it's not the surfaces of the walls, the surfaces of the floor, the surfaces of the furniture that can be moldable and pliable, but give very different appearances. I think so. There is a delay for that, though. It's going to take a while, right? Because this would be very expensive technology. But I do believe this is going to happen. I believe that we're going to learn how to change the ambiance in our home and change the decor, the emotional experience, and our brains will respond to it. Our brains will respond to feeling like we are outdoors right now. And it'll be really pretty cool, I think, you guys. I think it will. So that, I believe, is coming. But so much more. Okay, what about, will people pay for things just like with facial recognition? That's kind of what I want to know. There's a lot, that's not so easy either. See, sometimes, we hear this new technology and ideas and we think it's going to happen tomorrow. The cards are telling me, hey, this takes time. And some of this stuff isn't as easy. But the fact that you see it at all is cool. I do see it, though. Yeah, beginning. It has to be profitable for it to be developed. Correct? Correct. There's that, too. Okay, so interesting. All right. Yeah, the facial recognition stuff, it looks burdensome, but it will be. I think it will happen. I do think it will happen. We can pay for something by lining up our face to the screen. I think it will happen, actually. Or something like that, something very similar. I feel like there would have to be another identity check, though. Not just that. But this kind of thing may happen. All right. Will facial recognition stuff, though, compromise our rights as to privacy? There will be a lot of debate about that. In the U.S. anyway. And that will also hold up this technology, which is not a bad thing. I'm not that, it's not that dang hard to swipe a card. You know what I mean? I tend to look at this kind of technology with a little, are we sure that'd be an advance? A little meh, is this really necessary? And do we really want to take risks with it? Okay. Now, the self-driving vehicles. Now, I read on those, oh gosh, it must have been 3-4 years ago. And at that time I said, not soon, not soon. People were worried like it would replace all the truck drivers, everything like that. And I said, not soon. But now, it's 4 years later. Self-driving vehicles? Disappointment. It's just, there are a lot of barriers to this. There's a lot of resistance to this. Yeah, it's held up. The technology is held up again. So no, still not soon. What about like those self-driving, those little tiny like Domino's delivery vehicles that are already being used in some places? What about those? Well, okay, so this means perhaps those kinds of things, but they'd have to be really restricted. Only in this situation and only for that and only this big and blah, 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 blah. Really restricted. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, they can't go bigger. What about like trucking? Self-driving semi-trucks? No, trucking standing its ground. Okay. But there is a lot of pressure. Oh, we might be looking at moving products from one place to another in a different sort of way, is what I'm getting there. It might not, there will be maybe some threat to trucking in the coming years. I don't think soon, I don't think quickly, but in the coming years. But it may not necessarily come from self-driving trucks. There might be a different way of transport that's developed. Okay. All right. So that could very well be. And does Elon Musk have anything to do with that? Well, there's something in the press about it already. Well, now I got to go look it up. Now I've got to go look it up. There's something in the press about it already. Okay. So something to look for. What about medical technology? So Biden wants to cure cancer. There are many good treatments now. I mean, a lot of cancers people recover from now. That wasn't the case 20 years ago, 30 years ago. But does Biden cure cancer? A little bit of good news. A new direction. Seven of Swords. A lot of this will be sort of confidential till it's developed. There will be at least a new direction, a new promising avenue for treating cancer. There will be. Good. And I do feel like it does a lot of good. I do feel like we can make a lot more progress on this. And it begins in Biden's administration. The new avenues begin in Biden's administration. You know, avenues where people won't get chemo at all. They just won't. That's not the name of the game. So that would be quite an improvement. All right. Let's see. I feel like sometimes the questions I'm asking about the future, I can't even imagine some of the technology that's really going to be changing our lives so much. And the unintended consequences, you know, the consequences that come of that technology. It's just the digitization of so much, you know, so much. Payment, transactions, legal contracts, legal work, the sort of digitization of and AI transforming that. You know, what if you typed in your specifications and it was really cheap to get a will or modify your will? Or you could type in what you needed and you could accomplish a home sale. You know, these kinds of things. And I do think that's coming. That kind of thing is coming. Loans, getting loans much more easily like that. But it takes a while. They stand their ground. We stand their ground with the current system for a while. Okay. None of this is overnight. But something suddenly is going to change in that. That's going to put the wheels in motion for digitizing a lot of this. So, yeah. It's AI. It's AI that's going to bring about the greatest changes in the next 10 years. And just how sophisticated the programming can be. Yeah. So it will put some people out of work. It will. So what happens then? Well, people are going to have to deal with it. We're going to have to deal with that. That's the corporate group, you know. Nobody's going to come and make these corporations not do it because it would put somebody out of work. Because it's but a little bit of good news. And a new direction. And people have wondered, will there be UBI then? At least as a supplement. There's some hidden... Yeah, there is planning being done already about this, I think. It's secret. There may be a little bit of good news. Maybe there will be. So, yeah, it's just adjusting. There are always new jobs coming in different areas. That is very true. And people will still need to be taken care of. That's true. So, what is the work... do work days get longer? Well, if our big corporations have anything to say about it, but yet more empathy and compassion is coming in, I don't think they get longer. But don't be expecting them to shrink down and give people a life of ease either. Okay, gotcha. All right, but there is more compassion coming in to restore some workers' rights. Yeah, and more litigation. Yeah, more litigation. Okay, so that's all right. Well, thank you all. I just wanted to peek in on some of these things. It's kind of fascinating to think about how we're coming into tremendous change. I do have to say that. I see it, I see it, I see it. Just tremendous change. And I mean, I really do believe it will be okay. It will be okay. But it's going to be something else. Oh, we've already gone through tremendous change, but it's going to be even more, I feel like, in the next 10 years. I just really feel that. And it will be through AI. Yeah, they're creating it now. Okay. All right. Well, I thank you all so very, very much. Thank you for taking that little meandering journey with me, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.